Inside the Bible, John 6. Qyltora is the creator of forensic Gothic profiling. Say hello to a chapter where loyalty dies loudly and quietly at the same time. John chapter 6 is the moment where Jesus stops feeding crowds and starts exposing hearts. Trust issues. John chapter 6 and verse 64, the lie beside the light. Jesus looks at his disciples and sees three timelines at once. Who believes? Who pretends? And who will eventually betray? He doesn't guess. He knows. Some people live their entire lives devastated by the moment they discover a friend never truly believed in them. Jesus lived with that knowledge daily. He taught people even though he knew they'd eventually leave. He walked beside a man who would sell him for silver. That is not weakness. That is forensic awareness, the ability to see the rot beneath the smile. Cancel culture after effects. John chapter 6 and verse 66, the mass exodus. One difficult truth. One sermon that didn't fit their expectations. And the one moment where Jesus refused to be their political mascot. And the crowd evaporated. The same people who wanted to crown him king after the miracle now walk away without a goodbye. Ghosting existed long before smartphones. This is the forensic pattern. People love you when you feed them. They leave you when you confront them. Jesus didn't soften the truth to keep the crowd. He let the crowd shrink until only the loyal remained. The savage question. John chapter 6 and verse 67. The wound that speaks. Jesus turns to the 12, his inner circle, and asks the question every wounded person thinks, but rarely says. Are you leaving too? Not manipulation, not insecurity. It is forensic honesty. Jesus refuses to pretend rejection doesn't hurt. He refuses to act like loyalty is guaranteed. This is the moment where the human heart of Christ becomes visible. The part that understands abandonment, uncertainty, and relational collapse. Lord, to whom shall we go? John chapter 6 and verses 68 and 69. Loyalty without full understanding. Peter doesn't say, we understand everything. He says, we have nowhere else to go. Real loyalty is not built on clarity. It is built on conviction. Peter stays because of who Jesus is, not because he understands everything Jesus says. The devil at the table. John chapter 6 and verse 70. The quietest threat. The most chilling part of the chapter is not the crowd leaving. It is the one who stays. Judas, the man with perfect attendance and a rotting heart, remains seated at the table. He listens. He blends in. But his loyalty is already decomposing. John chapter 6 teaches a brutal truth. The greatest danger is not the person who leaves. It is the person who stays with the intention to betray. Forensic Gothic profile. The three types of followers. The consumers stay only while they receive something. The loyal remain because they trust the person, even without full understanding. The hidden threats stay physically close while preparing betrayal. John chapter 6 is not a story about bread. It is a story about motives.